Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. It is another rainy day here in PA and we are soaking in all the cozy vibes, but we wanted to take you along our week and show you what we've been making during a shelf cooking meal week. And if you don't know what that means, it means meals that we pull from the shelf. We do not go shopping. And then at the end of the week, I wanted to show you our discount grocery haul from Sharp Shopper. I said in the previous video that I would be showing you where the cheapest prices are, and once again, Sharp Shopper was the cheapest. I anticipate that happening quite frequently, but sometimes there are some prices out there that surprise me. So if you're not local, Sharp Shopper, it's a discount grocery outlet in central Pennsylvania, and I believe they have some in other states as well, but not too many. But if you ever are wondering how to find these grocery stores, just Google discount grocery stores around me and then go from there. I am making a easy rice bake. So it's rice, bell pepper, onion. There is some frozen chicken in there from an old rotisserie chicken. I have some salsa to use up and some pinto beans that I home canned. So part of these meals are using up what we have on the shelves as well. So looking in our prepper pantry, looking for those almost air quote expired items and just putting it all together. At first, when I started out this journey, my family was a bit skeptical. I feel like they had to change their taste buds, and it's maybe the way that I grew up, but it was just easy for me to put these flavor combinations together and really just feel satiated with some basic foods that we had. So nothing but the basics here. Breakfast for dinner was name of the game. We did that 3 nights in a row. We had some cottage cheese in the freezer, and that really helped. And then when in doubt, I'm always putting some sort of chili together. And I don't really know if this is necessarily a chili. I have frozen zucchini in there, some chickpeas, some tomato from the garden. I have onion, and then any bean that I can get my hands on, as well as some ground beef. And then I just put some sauce in there and called it a day. I put it in the crock pot and everybody enjoyed it. So I said in the last video I have like a stew once a week, but I definitely have soups quite frequently because I can turn them into a lot of things, a lot of leftover makeovers here in this house. And then one of the breakfast for dinner nights, I decided to do a quick little high protein meal prep just because I had extra Greek yogurt. So I did my egg bites with dill and red pepper. I did some cinnamon roll muffins, and I also did some chocolate chip muffins with a Martha White container that I got probably a year and a half ago, and it was 33 cents. So I needed to get that used up, and this was devoured almost instantly. So I was happy that this wasn't necessarily a meal, but it helped during some of the week when I really could not figure out what to put on the sides of lunches and things like that. And then the rest of that yogurt went to this meal. I'm making what I called taco bombs. So I'm using my Greek yogurt dough, which we'll play here in a second. It's just a cup of flour, 3/4 cup of the Greek yogurt or whatever I had in here, some baking powder and salt. And then I have this taco dip left over from my son's birthday party, as well as this cream cheese from a bagel. Clearly everything gets used up in our house if we haven't made that absolutely crystal clear, but I'm adding that into the beans and the cheese. And then I'm using this frozen chicken sausage, the Southwest recipe. It's okay. I don't think I would repurchase it, but it was on like a super sale at Sharp Shopper about a month ago. So yes, I'm just making this dough here, and you will see I just kind of layer it into the muffin pan, and this recipe is so versatile. You could make it into pizza bombs, which is where it came from, where I just put pizza sauce and cheese in there and pepperoni, or you could make it into something sweet. You could really go all out with this and do like a chicken pot pie in there. I've done a curry style. I've done, like a cheeseburger. I mean, the list goes on. You could really make this into anything. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to serve it with some rice. My son had some guacamole with it. And then we had some frozen corn. My goal this year was to get 52 bags in the freezer, and I came up with 38, which in my opinion, being postpartum, I think I did good, but we definitely go through a lot of corn. We love it here, and we found a farm down the road that does non-GMO organic, so it was very tasty. And I know it's a starch on a starch, but sometimes that's what you got to do when you do a pantry clean out, and it just feels so good starting your grocery shop off the night before with a clean refrigerator and clean pantries. That way you have that inventory in your head. I'm a stay-at-home mom that plans all of our meals. We eat 4 meals a day from home is what I like to say, because I'm always making extra meals for the 4 children that we have. So I hope these were helpful, and we are going to get into the grocery haul after I put these taco bombs together. Just getting back from Sharp Shopper this week, and I wanted to go through and kind of show you those decisions and why I went with what I went with, because they do have a website, but it's not fully stocked with sales and whatnot. So I feel like this was the best value. So starting strong over here, I will try and put the actual price, but it's kind of like a healthy Lunchable. And I know I could have made these, but they were 3 for $1, and you get the ham and the cheese, these easy crackers, and this cracker as well, and these like cookie chocolate chip wafers. That's what they are. But I mean, it's pretty decent, and there's 12 grams of protein. I got an oven roasted chicken, and then honey ham with cheese, and then another oven roasted chicken. So that's good. We got some Amy Lou organic chicken sausages. These were on for $1.99. You really can't beat that. We have a cabbage. Not sure how much that was. It was probably under $2. We have uncured Sunday bacon. I always get the Applegate Organics because these are $1. It's a smaller pack, but I really like this product. And then over here, we have some Munster cheese. These are $1.99. And then I got some Sharp white cheese for $2.57, smoked Gouda for $3.05, and then horseradish cheese for $1.76. I really like that. We have some bananas here, as well as a big crown of broccoli for $2.39. They have smaller crowns, and that's measured by weight, and this was each. And I could have gotten so much more with this broccoli. I don't necessarily need this much, but I like to blanch it, flash freeze, and then put it in the freezer for a rainy day just because this is so much broccoli. My family will not go through it in time. We have bell pepper here, and we'll probably go through that, but the bell peppers were kind of picked through such a good sale. I believe this was 99 cents. So I like to dice them up and throw them in with some onions, put those in the freezer. We got some Macintosh apples. We got 2 bags, but honestly, this won't even be enough. I have a hard time finding organic or Macintosh apples, so this is the only unorganic apple I'll buy, because if you know about apples and the dirty dozen, there's a lot of pesticides being sprayed on these apples for various purposes, but we try and remain pesticide free. We're not perfect though, clearly. So we have the Classico sun-dried tomato pesto, and that's like a sauce and a spread. You can put it on a pizza if you want. We got the Larabar peanut cocoa crunch. There's 6 bars in there, and they're really so expensive in stores, and these are $1.99 usually. The Naked Organic Coconut Water, 2 for $1. I got 2 of those. And then I did get this, I think it was full price, $6.99 for Wise Class. I think they need some sort of like candy for Halloween. I got the mini sweet peppers. I cannot find these anywhere, and the kids really like them just because they're sweet peppers instead of jalapeno peppers, so it's kind of like a jalapeno popper, but 99 cents. You can't really beat that. We got the Humble Crumbles, the sea salt, and the creamy dill. I really like those chips. Not the best with the oils, but it's okay. We got organic potatoes. We have Annie's Deluxe Organic Pasta. These were on sale. I've never tried this. I believe it's Annie's take on Velveeta. But let's look at it together. Water. We'll see if the baby will be okay. Actually, yeah, I might have to voice over the rest of it here, but we'll go through it. The voiceover was much needed. I'm one-handed here, so please just give me some grace. I got some ring bologna, and then I got these splits, almond butter and strawberry. I thought they'd be fun for my son to make his own peanut butter and jelly at school. So we practiced it. His complaint is that the bread gets soggy, and I get that. So he's just going to open these and put it onto 2 slices of bread and go from there. He doesn't even need a knife. So that's awesome. I'm going to put this in the prepper pantry. I thought it was relatively good on ingredients. There are a few there that give me pause, but this would be perfect. 16 grams of protein, 360 calories is not bad. And you could add more to this, but you could just heat it up in a pan or eat it like that. And then this week, the beans were on sale 2 for $1. So I got 2 red kidney beans. I got the natural creamy, truly unsalted grass-fed butter. I'm just going to add salt to it, but they're $1.99. You really can't beat that. I have company coming over this weekend, so I got these bruschetta chips, and disclaimer, I totally forgot to even give it to said company, so I'm gonna just put it in my son's lunch. Got some bread there and some Parmesan. I would have loved to shave down myself, but they didn't have it. The Teton grass-fed beef dogs, sorry, I got all miscombobulated here, but yeah, they were on sale for $1. You can't beat that either. Holy cow. And then these Bush's beans husband really wanted to try out, so we're gonna try that out. I don't love the ingredients, but it's interesting. I've never seen them before. We got some queso. We got 2 for $1. Green beans. Big thing of pumpkin. I'm not sure how much this was. I feel like it was like $1.39. My husband loved those fudge stripes last time, so he got 2 of them. And then I got a thin crust pizza for a lunch later on in the week. And then I found this Carolina barbecue sauce, $1.99. It's totally going to expire, but it's in glass, and it looked really tasty. The ingredients were super minimal. And then, of course, I picked up my Whole Foods Florentine macaroni and called it good. I'm going to sit down and do a quick meal plan for myself, and I'll share that later on in the week, but it's just the basics like we normally go over. So thanks for being here. I hope this gave you some inspiration to cook and shop on the cheap for yourself and your family. Let me know all those deals that you got this week in the comments down below, and I'll catch you soon. Bye, y'all. Some things in the